Hi, welcome back guys, this is your friend, Mr. Fused Fiction Hub, bringing you another amazing story. This is the next part in A Bizarre Encounter. I am the author of this story. So let's begin. Chapter 13, Preparations and a Goodbye. Chapter 12, Family Feuds and Hidden Truths. Saiyan Tournament Saga. New Vegeta, age 7371989. King Vegeta sat upon his grand throne, overlooking the martial arts tournament that was about to commence in the ring. It was an event where everyone was invited, and the crowd buzzed with excitement. As the last participant signed up, anticipation filled the air. They gathered on stage for the bracket drawing, ready to determine the matchups. Among the competitors were familiar faces such as Fasha, Jotaro, Joseph, Suzy Q, a man from France named Jean-Pierre Polnareff, Jotaro's friend Noriaki Kakyoin, Bardock, Jine, Nappa, Tora, Shujesh, Borgos, Leek, Taro, Beats, Broly, and Prince Vegeta. Sadao arrived after some confusion of finding where his family, eager to see his son fight, and made his way through the crowd of strangers. The drawing commenced, and participants picked their numbers, which were then placed on a whiteboard to display the matchups. Here's how the round shaped up. Round 1, Match 1, Jean-Pierre Polnareff vs. Taro. Match 2, Broly vs. Beats. Match 3, Tora vs. Suzy Q. Match 4, Fasha vs. Bardock. Match 5, Joseph vs. Nappa. Match 6, Noriaki Kakyoin vs. Shujesh. Match 7, Jine vs. Jotaro. Match 8, Prince Vegeta vs. Borgos. Quarterfinals. Match 9, winner of Match 1 vs. winner of Match 2. Match 10, winner of Match 3 vs. winner of Match 4. Match 11, winner of Match 5 vs. winner of Match 6. Match 12, winner of Match 7 vs. winner of Match 8. Semifinals. Match 13, winner of Match 9 vs. winner of Match 10. Match 14, winner of Match 11 vs. winner of Match 12. Finals. Match 15, winner of Match 13 vs. winner of Match 14. The crowd erupted in cheers as the first participants entered the ring, setting the stage for an intense battle between Jean-Pierre Polnareff and Taro. The fight was about to begin, and the anticipation was palpable. The referee, King Vegeta, stepped forward, ready to oversee the match. King Vegeta, stands are acceptable. We want a clean fight. No broken bones, no punching on the face or in the crotch. Both fighters nodded, acknowledging the rules set by the referee. With a focused gaze, they prepared themselves for the upcoming clash. Jean-Pierre Polnareff, get ready. Taro, my stand, Silver Chariot, won't hold back. Taro, don't underestimate me. Polnareff, my stand, loaded gun, is ready to take you down. With lightning-fast reflexes, Polnareff activated his stand, Silver Chariot, a nimble and agile fighter wielding a sharp sword. The silver-clad stand poised for action, ready to unleash its lethal strikes. The Silver Chariot initiated the first attack, gracefully twirling its trusty sword. It aimed a precise strike towards Taro, who swiftly dodged the attack, showcasing impressive agility. Taro, not bad, Polnareff, but I won't go down easily. Taro countered with a barrage of powerful punches, fueled by his stand's ability. His punches carried a tremendous impact, aiming to break through Polnareff's defenses. Polnareff, relying on his years of combat experience, skillfully parried Taro's strikes and unleashed a devastating flurry of swordsmanship. Taro activated his stand, a loaded gun, and created a sword. The clash of their weapons echoed through the arena as they engaged in a captivating fencing match. Polnareff, you're quick, Taro, but I've trained for moments like these. The crowd cheered, captivated by the intensity of the match. Each clash of their weapons created a symphony of clashing metal that reverberated throughout the arena. The spectators watched in awe, appreciating the skill and determination displayed by both fighters. Despite Taro's relentless determination, Polnareff's superior swordsmanship and quick thinking gave him the upper hand. With a final decisive strike, Polnareff incapacitated Taro, leaving him unable to continue the fight. King Vegeta, that's it. Jean-Pierre Polnareff is the winner of Match 1. The crowd erupted into thunderous applause, acknowledging Polnareff's impressive victory in this thrilling match. Taro, though defeated, showed incredible resilience and left the arena with the respect and admiration of the spectators. Polnareff, good fight. Taro, you've got some serious skills. Let's meet again someday. Taro, catching his breath, smiled and nodded, acknowledging the camaraderie forged through their battle. Taro, absolutely. I look forward to it. Polnareff, best of luck in the next rounds. With their mutual respect acknowledged, the fighters exited the ring, leaving the crowd buzzing with anticipation for the remaining matches of the tournament. They took a 5-minute break, allowing their fighters to catch their breath and strategize. Polnareff, determined to defeat Jotaro Kujo for Lord Dio's sake, walked off the ring and headed down the hall. As he passed by Broly, he gave him a nod of acknowledgement. Polnareff, good luck, Broly. Show them your true power. Broly nodded, acknowledging the words of encouragement from his fellow competitor. With determined expressions, they continued on their respective paths, as Polnareff left. It was time for the next match to commence. The announcement echoed through the arena. Announcer, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the next thrilling match. Broly vs. Beats. Broly and Beats stepped out onto the ring, their eyes fixed on each other. The bell rang, signaling the start of the match. The crowd grew quiet, anticipating an intense showdown. Broly, utilizing his immense power and small stature, swiftly flew forward, utilizing the advantage of being close to the ground. Beats, aware of the young Saiyan's strength, remained on guard, ready to face the formidable opponent. Beats closed his eyes, relying on his instincts and honed reflexes. In a split second, Broly's swift movements made Beats lose his balance, causing him to trip and stumble. Despite the setback, Beats displayed incredible agility and skill, executing a somersault to regain his footing. Beats, impressive speed, Broly, but I won't be taken down so easily. Reacting with lightning-fast reflexes, Beats swiftly jumped, evading Broly's incoming kick. The crowd watched in awe as the two fighters exchanged quick and precise maneuvers. The match continued with both Broly and Beats showcasing their unique abilities and fighting styles. Each movement was met with anticipation and excitement from the spectators. The cheers and encouragement from the crowd echoed throughout the arena, fueling the determination of both fighters. The intense battle between Broly and Beats captivated everyone present, each move a testament to their skills and determination. The clash of their powers and techniques created a thrilling spectacle, captivating the audience. The air was charged with anticipation as Broly and Beats showcased their incredible strength and skills, leaving the spectators in awe. With each exchange of blows, the intensity of the battle escalated, pushing both fighters to their limits. The crowd watched in rapt attention, cheering and gasping at every move. As the match reached its climax, the cheers of the crowd grew louder, a chorus of support for both Broly and Beats. The fighters displayed remarkable resilience and determination, refusing to back down. In a brief moment of respite, Broly and Beats locked eyes, a shared understanding passing between them despite their fierce competition. Broly, you're tough. Beats, it's an honor to face you in battle. Beats, likewise. Broly, you pushed me to my limits. Let's continue to grow stronger. Their words echoed with a sense of camaraderie, acknowledging the strength and skill each had brought to the fight. It was a testament to their mutual respect as warriors. The tension reached its peak as Beats stumbled, his energy spent. The referee's voice cut through the cheering crowd. Referee, Beats has fallen. Broly is the winner. The spectators erupted into applause and cheers, acknowledging Broly's victory. Both fighters, their bodies covered in sweat and bruises, left the ring with their heads held high. They had given their all, leaving behind an unforgettable display of skill and determination. The crowd, still buzzing with excitement and admiration, eagerly awaited the next thrilling match in the tournament, eager to witness more exhilarating battles and the strength of the participants. After the 5-minute break, the atmosphere in the arena remained electric. The crowd was filled with anticipation for the upcoming fight, and Sadao couldn't help but feel a mixture of nerves and excitement. He glanced around, hoping to catch a glimpse of his family among the spectators. His eyes landed on his son, Jotaro, who seemed to be in the company of a charming girl. She had her arms wrapped around him possessively, growling playfully at the other girls in the crowd. Jotaro blushed, clearly enjoying the attention. Sadao couldn't help but feel a sense of pride seeing his son's popularity, but there was also an odd, unsettling sensation that tugged at him, an irrational desire to harm Jotaro. As thoughts swirled in Jotaro's mind, his attention was swiftly diverted by the commanding voice of the announcer. The sound reverberated throughout the arena, marking the conclusion of the break and signaling the resumption of the tournament. Jotaro's gaze shifted toward the source of the voice, revealing a young man clad in a stylish suit, with blonde hair, a distinguished mustache, and fashionable sunglasses. The announcer exuded a charismatic presence, capturing the attention of the audience. The crowd hushed in anticipation, eager to witness the unfolding battles under the guidance of this charismatic figure. Announcer, ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, we have the first female fighter of the tournament, Suzy Q. The crowd erupted into applause and cheers as Suzy Q gracefully made her entrance, basking in the adoration of the audience. Joseph, visibly smitten, couldn't contain his excitement and started cheering even louder. Announcer, and in this corner, we have Tora, one of Bardock's original crew members. The crowd cheered once again, with Taro, Tora's comrade, leading the enthusiastic support for his fellow crew member. Suzy Q and Tora locked eyes, both fighters preparing themselves for the battle that was about to unfold. The referee gave the signal, and the fighters charged at each other with determination. Suzy Q summoned her stand, Nostalgia's Rebirth, which absorbed Tora's initial blows. Unfazed, Nostalgia's Rebirth released a bubble that engulfed Tora, lulling him into a deep sleep. Announcer, Tora is unable to continue the battle. Suzy Q wins. That was the fastest ring out we've seen so far. The crowd erupted into applause, acknowledging Suzy Q's swift victory. The announcer's words echoed through the arena, and the spectators eagerly awaited the next match, already captivated by the excitement of the tournament. Taro lay peacefully on the stretcher, still sound asleep, as the medical team carefully attended to him. The atmosphere was filled with concern and hushed whispers as the spectators anxiously awaited his recovery. Amidst the chaotic tournament, a brief respite was announced, allowing the Joestar family a moment to gather around Suzuki. Words of encouragement and support flowed between them, faces reflecting a mixture of worry and determination. Sadao, standing a bit apart from the group, bore a somber expression. The weight of sadness lingered in his heart, casting a shadow over his thoughts. In the midst of his contemplation, a hand gently rested on his shoulder, and turning, he found Paragus, a man with a curious smile, standing beside him. "Paragus, why do you feel so down, my friend?" Sadao, revealing a hint of vulnerability, responded, "I want to go back to my family, but I fear they would hate me for walking out on them." Paragus listened with genuine attentiveness, his gaze filled with understanding. "Paragus, I know that feeling all too well. I tortured my own son for a year on a planet called Vampa. It was only when his new girlfriend found us after we crash-landed that I finally stopped. She pleaded with me to end the torment. And you know what? My son embraced me, as if it never happened. He didn't hate me, he forgave me. So, my friend, go to your family. They have the capacity to forgive." Sadao was taken aback by Paragus' revelation, struck by the sincerity in his words. Contemplating the possibility of reconciliation with his own family, a glimmer of hope ignited within him. Before Sadao could respond, Paragus walked away, rejoining his own family. Sadao stood there, mind filled with conflicting emotions, yet a newfound resolve took root. He understood that he had to take a leap of faith and seek forgiveness from his loved ones. With a determined expression, Sadao made up his mind. He would find a way to reunite with his family, believing in the power of forgiveness and the strength of their bond. As the arena buzzed with anticipation, the announcer's voice boomed through the speakers, introducing the next fighters. "Announcer, it is time for the next fight. Here we have Fasha, agile and quick on her feet. A warrior maiden. Her skills can't be beat. She's found her mate, Jotaro Kujo, they say. In this fight, I hope she'll find a way." Fasha and Jotaro exchanged shy glances, their cheeks flushed with a mix of embarrassment and amusement. Their friends nearby couldn't help but chuckle at the teasing remark. "Announcer, last but not least, Bardock, the crew's fearless head. With a heart full of fire and a spirit never dead, he fights for his comrades, his family, his race. Unyielding in his quest, with courage and grace." Bardock stepped into the ring, greeted by an eruption of cheers from the crowd. He locked eyes with Fasha, their determination clear in their expressions. The bell rang, signaling the start of the match. Fasha swiftly summoned her stand, the name of the game, appearing beside her. Bardock, well aware of the potential consequences if struck by her stand's abilities, kept his distance, analyzing her movements. In a strategic move, Bardock launched a powerful ki blast towards Fasha, hoping to catch her off guard. However, Fasha effortlessly swatted the blast away, causing it to explode harmlessly in the air. The name of the game came into contact with Fasha, imbuing her with a speed-enhancing effect. As Fasha accelerated, Bardock found himself caught in a tense pursuit. The gap between them closed rapidly, and Bardock knew he had to come up with a plan. Feeling cornered, he made a split-second decision. Bardock leaped into the air just as Fasha extended her hands to touch him. Their hands grazed each other briefly, and at that moment, Bardock experienced a remarkable change. The world around him seemed to slow down as he fell in slow motion. With his newfound disadvantage, he fell in slow motion. Fasha picked him up and threw him outside the ring. The effects of the stand abilities used within the ring were instantly cancelled, returning everything to normal. Bardock rolled on the ground, slightly disoriented but determined to continue fighting. "Announcer, Fasha is the winner." The crowd erupted into cheers, applauding Fasha's victory. Despite his defeat, Bardock stood up, his head held high, acknowledging the skill and strength of his opponent. He walked out of the ring, proud and unyielding, leaving a lasting impression on the spectators. The crowd's enthusiasm and support echoed throughout the arena, eagerly awaiting the next exhilarating match in this tournament. During the 5-minute break, Sadao made his way towards his family, a mix of anticipation and anxiety bubbling within him. He approached the back of Holly, his wife, and gently placed his arms around her neck. Holly leaned back into his embrace, closing her eyes as she softly uttered a name. "Holly." "All horse." Sadao's expression tensed as he felt a pang of discomfort. Who was this man that Holly spoke of? It made sense that he was Sadao's replacement in the family, but it still felt wrong. After all, Sadao had been away from his family for so many years, sending them money and support from afar. This was the first time he had laid eyes on them in what felt like an eternity. As Holly opened her eyes and turned around in his arms, Sadao could see her emotions shifting from anger to sadness. Tears welled up in her eyes, and with a conflicted expression, she gently pushed him away. Sadao could sense her mind racing, trying to process the complex mix of emotions that welled up within her. In that poignant moment, Holly finally gave in to her emotions. She couldn't hold back any longer and threw herself into Sadao's arms, embracing him tightly. The weight of their separation and the years of longing dissolved in that heartfelt hug. Sadao held Holly just as tightly, his heart overflowing with a rush of emotions. The tears streaming down her face reflected the mix of joy, pain, and relief that coursed through Sadao in that very moment. Locked in a tender embrace, they allowed their love and understanding bridging the gap that had formed between them over the years. The weight of their separation and the longing for each other dissolved in that heartfelt hug, as they found solace and reassurance in one another's arms. However, their intimate moment was interrupted by a tap on Sadao's shoulder. He turned to see the angry face of his son, Jotaro, his fists clenched in frustration. Before any words could be exchanged, the announcer's voice boomed through the arena, capturing everyone's attention. "Announcer, in this corner, we have the grandpa-in-law of Fasha. He may appear young, but he's a true grandfather. He defeated even the formidable Pillar Men, including Cars, the Rock Angel, to protect Earth. Please welcome Joseph Joestar." The crowd erupted in cheers, and Fasha blushed at the mention of her connection to Joseph. Meanwhile, in the other corner, the announcement continued. "Announcer, and in this corner, weighing 200 pounds of pure muscle, one of King and Prince Vegeta's guards, Nappa." As the tension mounted, the fighters inched closer to each other, their eyes fixed on the prize. The bell rang, marking the start of the match. Nappa summoned his stand, Classic Man, and unleashed a ball of electricity infused with ki energy. Joseph swiftly evaded the attack while simultaneously spinning clacker balls charged with Hammond energy, emitting a mesmerizing yellow glow. The clash of energy lit up the sky as the balls collided and exploded harmlessly. The serene yellow spark of energy emitted from the clacker balls brought a sense of calm to Joseph as he closed the distance between himself and Nappa. Using his Hammond-infused clacker balls, Joseph struck Nappa, delivering a shocking blow. Nappa stumbled and fell to the ground, his muscles spasming from the impact of the Hammond energy. With weariness in his eyes, Joseph watched as Nappa rose to his feet, stretching his arms to ease the lingering effects of the Hammond energy. Nappa propelled himself towards Joseph, resembling a speeding bullet. In response, Joseph activated his own stand, Hermit Purple, as vines shot out from his hand, entwining around Nappa's leg. Joseph attempted to use Nappa's momentum to swing him out of bounds, but the force unexpectedly propelled Joseph toward Nappa's open fist. As the vines released their hold on Nappa's leg, Joseph skillfully landed on Nappa's fist and then leapt onto his head. The impact caused Nappa to crash into the side of the ring, leaving behind a sizable crater. As the dust settled, Nappa's foot was seen touching the outside of the ring, on the grass. "Announcer, Joseph is the winner." It seems the brain triumphs over brawn in this match. The crowd erupted into applause and cheers, acknowledging Joseph's strategic victory. With a mix of exhaustion and satisfaction, Joseph and Nappa left the ring, their heads held high. The audience eagerly anticipated the next exhilarating battle in the tournament. During the 5-minute break, tension filled the air as Jotaro's gaze pierced through his father, Sadao. Anger and sadness welled up inside Jotaro as he confronted his absent father, his emotions raw and palpable. Sadao, sensing the weight of his son's anger, leaned close to Holly and whispered softly, "Can I speak with Jotaro alone? There's something we need to discuss, a topic that you may not appreciate." Jotaro just needs to let out his feelings, nothing more. Holly looked at Sadao with concern, but eventually nodded, allowing them to separate. Leaving the crowd behind, Sadao and Jotaro walked together in the vicinity of New Vegeta. Though they distanced themselves from the tournament, its sounds still echoed in the background. Sadao extended his arms, a silent invitation for Jotaro to release his pent-up anger and frustration. Sadao closed his eyes, bracing himself for the pain he expected to come, but instead, all he heard were the sounds of punches landing and gravel breaking beneath their feet. Opening his eyes, Sadao saw his son, Jotaro, pouring out his emotions on a nearby tree. Every punch carried the weight of Jotaro's desire to have someone proud of him, to have a strong guiding presence that wouldn't break down when he faced adversity. Jotaro's tears mixed with his exertion as he expressed his longing. "All I ever wanted was someone to be proud of me, someone to offer me unwavering support, a steadfast hand to guide me through life's challenge as a person who won't shed tears when I get hurt," Jotaro confessed, his voice choking with emotion. Cracks began to appear on the tree, a testament to Jotaro's powerful strikes. He continued, his words filled with desperation and yearning. "Someone I can talk to openly, even if it makes Mom cry, because I know they would understand me. Someone like you, Dad." With a final burst of energy, Jotaro let out a fierce roundhouse kick, shattering the tree as it fell to the ground. The remnants of the broken tree symbolized the release of Jotaro's emotions, the weight he carried for so long. Sadao stood there, silently witnessing his son's outpouring, his heart heavy with both remorse and understanding. In that heartfelt moment, a profound connection between father and son blossomed, engulfing them in a shared understanding of their respective pain and yearning. As the shattered remnants of the fallen tree lay scattered on the ground, a path towards healing and reconciliation unfolded before them, paving the way for a stronger bond between Sadao and Jotaro. Overwhelmed with emotions, Jotaro clung tightly to Sadao, tears streaming down his face. "Please don't go," he pleaded, his voice filled with vulnerability and a desperate longing for his father's presence. Sadao, placing a comforting hand on Jotaro, urged him to be resilient. "Man up, son. Stop your tears and show the world the strength you possess," he encouraged, his words a delicate balance of tough love and paternal care. Nodding through his sniffles, Jotaro wiped away his tears and stood up, determined to regain composure. Sadao placed firm hands on his son's back, offering a supportive gesture that only a father could provide. Together, they made their way back towards the bustling tournament, the roar of the crowd growing louder with each step. As they navigated through the throngs of spectators, their hearts still resonating from their heartfelt exchange, Jotaro couldn't help but wonder if they had missed a match during their moment of connection. "Did we miss a fight?" he asked, a touch of concern in his voice. Holly reassured them, her voice warm and comforting. "No, it's only been 5 minutes since the last match ended. The next one is about to begin," she explained. The minutes that had passed during their heart-to-heart conversation felt like an eternity, as if time had stretched to accommodate their shared journey of understanding and forgiveness. Jotaro and Sadao, their hearts now aligned, rejoined their family, ready to embrace the excitement and camaraderie of the ongoing tournament. As they settled back into the crowd, the announcer's voice boomed through the arena. "In this corner is Noriyuki Kakyoin, Jotaro and Fasha's school friend. He claims that no one can deflect the Emerald Splash." The crowd cheered as Kakyoin confidently stepped into the ring, his resolve shining through. "And in this corner, we have Shujesh, the jovial Saiyan of Bardock's team, always cracking jokes, making sure they all gleam," announced the enthusiastic voice. Shujesh made his entrance, his light-hearted demeanor contrasting with Kakyoin's focused gaze. The two opponents locked eyes, a silent understanding passing between them, before the sound of the bell reverberated through the arena, marking the beginning of the match. With a burst of speed, Shujesh propelled himself towards Kakyoin, using his sheer weight to his advantage, attempting to immobilize his opponent. But Kakyoin swiftly responded, summoning his stand, Hierophant Green. Clad in light-colored armor, the humanoid stand fought back, breaking free from Shujesh's grip and rolling backwards across the floor. Shujesh chuckled, seemingly unaffected by the counterattack. Undeterred, Kakyoin regained his footing, his stand transforming into a spring-like shape. With a powerful release, Kakyoin was propelled towards Shujesh, bouncing off his belly. But Shujesh swiftly retaliated, grabbing Kakyoin's face and lifting him into the air, spinning him around with impressive strength. Kakyoin was sent flying, crashing onto the ground. Shaken but determined, he managed to rise to his feet, though unsteady. Meanwhile, Shujesh positioned himself on the edge of the ring, climbing onto the corner post. With a leap and a resounding impact, he belly flopped onto Kakyoin from above. As Kakyoin lay unconscious, the count began. 2-8. Shujesh wins, proclaimed the announcer. The crowd erupted into cheers, impressed by Shujesh's martial prowess and his clever use of his imposing physique. The match concluded, leaving both fighters with the newfound respect for each other's abilities. As the arena buzzed with excitement and applause, Shujesh extended a hand to help Kakyoin up, a gesture of sportsmanship and acknowledgement of their shared experience in the ring. As the 5-minute break commenced, the medical staff hurriedly attended to the unconscious Kakyoin, ensuring his well-being. With a brief respite from the intense matches, the atmosphere relaxed, and a casual conversation ensued among the Joestar family. Sadao, seizing the opportunity, playfully nudged Jotaro and remarked, "So, are you finally going to introduce me to your girlfriend?" Both Jotaro and Fasha blushed, caught off guard by the question. Jotaro mustered the words, "This is Fasha, she's an alien." Sadao nodded, intrigued by the revelation. Eager to learn more, Sadao inquired, "I am curious, how did you two meet?" Jotaro and Fasha exchanged glances, their embarrassment evident. Sensing their discomfort, Holly reached into her purse and retrieved a picture, handing it to Sadao. As his eyes widened, he burst into laughter. "I see why you were feeling awkward. Did it taste good?" he jokingly remarked, referring to the photograph. Fasha and Jotaro squirmed, clearly wanting to hide from the teasing. Sensing their discomfort, Jotaro cleared his throat and quickly excused himself, proclaiming, "I need to get to my match." Without further delay, he swiftly made his way towards the entrance, determined to enter the ring and focus on his upcoming fight. With Jotaro's departure, the family regrouped, their conversations shifting to the ongoing matches and the anticipation that filled the air. They eagerly awaited Jotaro's turn, ready to support him from the sidelines. cheering him on as he showcased his skills and determination in the tournament. The atmosphere in the arena hushed as the announcer's voice resonated through the crowd. In this corner, the lover boy everyone is talking about. His stand Star Platinum can pack a punch, but don't think he is just brawn. He has a tactical mind. Here is Jotaro Kujo. Jotaro walked out confidently, basking in the cheers and support from his family. And let us introduce the culinary maestro in this corner. The announcer continued, with grace and compassion. Jine, the culinary performer, master of gastronomy. She stands tall before you. Her skills are enchanting. Her flavors imbue. Jine's true strength lies in love's virtuous glow, compassion's embrace, a mighty undertow. Jine made her entrance, greeted by a chorus of cheers and growling stomachs. Their eyes locked, anticipation filling the air, until the bell rang, signaling the start of the match. They dashed toward each other, ready to engage in a fierce battle. Jine couldn't help but tease. I thought you couldn't hit girls. Jotaro calmly responded. Don't worry, my fists are unisex. They traded blows, showcasing their skills and determination. Jine, feeling Jotaro might be holding back, urged him. Stop going easy on me, I can take it. Jotaro exhaled and picked up his pace, skillfully blocking Jine's punches. Sensing victory slipping away, Jine swiftly pulled out a rice ball and forcefully fed it to Jotaro. He stood there, momentarily savoring the delicious flavor, as if engulfed in a world of culinary delight. Seizing the opportunity, Jine summoned her stand, different colors, delivering a series of powerful punches to Jotaro. The impact created a cloud of dust that enveloped the ring. Jotaro seemed to withstand the onslaught, summoning his own stand, Star Platinum, which unleashed a resounding aura with a single punch, sending Jine flying out of the ring. Bardock, Jine's husband, caught her in his arms. Jine is unable to battle. Jotaro is the winner, announced the voice over the loudspeaker. The crowd erupted into cheers and applause, acknowledging Jotaro's victory in the thrilling match. As the intense match came to a temporary halt, a 5-minute break was called. Jotaro swiftly left the ring, making his way toward Jine, while Fasha followed closely behind. Curiosity gleamed in Jotaro's eyes as he approached Jine. Can I borrow some of your recipes? Or maybe you can teach me how to respectfully cook, he asked, genuinely intrigued. Jine nodded in agreement, her culinary expertise recognized and respected. However, Fasha couldn't help but feel a tinge of jealousy. She saw this as an opportunity to showcase her cooking skills and win Jotaro's attention. Ideas for various dishes started flooding her mind, envisioning a time after the tournament when she could impress him. Unbeknownst to Jotaro, Fasha's determination to capture his heart fueled her determination, even though he seemed solely interested in learning recipes rather than forming a deeper connection. Jotaro, engrossed in his newfound passion for cooking, began jotting down recipes in his journal cookbook that conveniently appeared in his arms. The meticulousness and attention to detail in his notes reflected his dedication, reminding Fasha why he was regarded as the top student in their class, despite his reputation as a gangster. Interrupting their thoughts, the announcer's voice echoed throughout the arena, signaling the upcoming match. The break came to an end, jolting Jotaro and Fasha back to the present moment, ready to witness the next exciting showdown. With attention in the air reaching its peak, the announcer's voice resonated throughout the arena. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final match of the first round. Brace yourselves as the Prince of all Saiyans, Prince Vegeta, enters the ring. Will he prove his dominance and claim victory in the tournament? The audience obediently took a knee as Prince Vegeta made his grand entrance, exuding an aura of power and confidence. His opponent, Bardock, was introduced as a colossal figure, muscles bulging with sheer strength. The announcer described him as a force to be reckoned with, capable of shattering mountains with his mighty fists. Bardock confidently stepped into the ring, his gaze fixed on Prince Vegeta. The anticipation grew as the two opponents locked eyes. As the bell rang, signaling the beginning of the match, Bardock unleashed a powerful kick aimed at Prince Vegeta. Swiftly utilizing his smaller stature to his advantage, Prince Vegeta evaded the attack, his agility impressively on display. He swiftly ascended Bardock's massive frame, strategically striking pressure points along the way. Bardock twitched in response to the impactful blows, ultimately succumbing to the pain as he knelt down. However, Bardock retaliated with a powerful grip, seizing Prince Vegeta in his colossal hand and applying an excruciating squeeze. The force was overwhelming, causing Prince Vegeta to lose consciousness. The announcer declared, Prince Vegeta is unable to continue the battle. Bardock emerges victorious. The crowd erupted in a mix of excitement and awe, celebrating Bardock's triumph. As the medical team attended to Prince Vegeta, carefully placing him on a stretcher, the spectators cheered, acknowledging the conclusion of the first round. The announcer's voice resonated once more, and with that, we wrap up the first round. Get ready for the quarterfinals. The anticipation and energy in the arena reached a new height, promising more exhilarating matches to come. After the intense match and the need for repairs, A 20-minute break was announced. The attendees took this opportunity to grab refreshments or use the facilities, leaving the Joestar family and Fasha alone near the ring. Brawly, with his stand, skillfully repaired the damaged ring, ensuring it was ready for the upcoming quarterfinals. Excitement filled the air as Fasha couldn't contain her enthusiasm. She embraced Jotaro tightly, causing a hint of embarrassment to color his cheeks as her breasts pressed against his chest. Joseph and Suzy Q joined in, observing the matchups for the quarterfinals with interest. Meanwhile, the returning crowd carried trays of food, filling the surroundings with delectable aromas and satisfied smiles. As the break drew to a close, the attendees began taking their seats once again. The time had come for the highly anticipated quarterfinal matches to commence. The announcer's voice echoed throughout the arena, signaling the resumption of the tournament. The atmosphere crackled with anticipation, ready to witness the next level of thrilling battles. As the crowd erupted in cheers, the announcer's voice pierced through the excitement. His booming proclamation echoed throughout the arena, signaling the arrival of the quarterfinals. The spectators roared in anticipation, their enthusiasm filling the air. In this corner, we have the dashing swordsman with a physique to match, Jean-Pierre Polnareff. The crowd erupted with thunderous applause, with single Saiyan women and a particular blue-skinned female expressing their admiration for the skilled swordsman. Polnareff's gaze swept across the crowd, briefly lingering on the blushing blue-skinned admirer, who playfully jiggled her breasts, catching his attention. And in this corner, hailing from a formidable planet where he honed his skills for a year, some claim him to be the legendary Super Saiyan. Let's give it up for Brawly, who also played a part in repairing the ring. The announcer's words reverberated, drawing cheers from the crowd. Chile, one of Brawly's fans, cheered exuberantly, causing Brawly to blush in response. Their eyes met, exchanging a brief moment of connection, before the bell rang, marking the commencement of the match. Brawly charged towards Polnareff with unyielding determination, prompting Polnareff to instinctively summon his stand, Silver Chariot. Silver Chariot materialized as a slender robotic humanoid, donning intricate silver armor, with spiked shoulder pads, elbow pads, and a distinctive helmet adorned with the jewel. It exuded an intimidating presence. A swift backhand from Silver Chariot sent Brawly tumbling, skidding across the arena. However, the resilient Saiyan swiftly regained his footing and retaliated with relentless speed. Polnareff deftly evaded Brawly's assault, strategically countering with a precise strike from Silver Chariot. Blood spewed from the wound, prompting an enraged roar from Brawly as a pulsating green aura enveloped him. Aware of Brawly's overwhelming strength, Polnareff understood the need to swiftly conclude the battle. However, his vision became momentarily obscured by the setting sun, casting a momentary hush over the crowd. Confusion and panic rippled through the spectators, leaving Jotaro and Fasha bewildered. Jotaro turned to Fasha, questioning the commotion. Trembling, she looked towards King Vegeta, seeking an explanation. The Saiyan King held out his hand, reassuring everyone present. His authoritative voice quelled the growing unease. No need to worry, we anticipated this situation. No one will transform into a Nuzuru tonight, he declared, pressing a button that triggered the emergence of a dome from the ring's 4 posts. Despite their efforts, the transformation had already commenced. Brawly had gazed at the moon before the protective dome concealed it. With a primal roar, he underwent the startling metamorphosis, his body growing in size and covered in fur, while his face transformed into that of an ape. Fasha understood the imminent danger and knew she had to act swiftly. Employing her stand, the name of the game, she made contact with Brawly, causing him to shrink back and fall out of the ring, succumbing to a deep slumber. A mysterious paper materialized in Fasha's hand, courtesy of her stand. Its words provided an explanation, calming the storm. Effect: you put Brawly to sleep. Brawly is unable to battle. Polnareff is the winner, the announcer declared, his voice resonating throughout the arena. The Joestar family exchanged bewildered glances, seeking answers from Fasha. Nervously chuckling, she attempted to diffuse the tension. You see, when a Saiyan encounters a full moon, they transform into a Nuzuru or a great ape, Fasha explained, hoping to shed some light on the situation. Jotaro placed a comforting hand on Fasha's shoulder, offering his gratitude. Thanks for letting us know. Now we won't risk our lives if we decide to go stargazing on a full moon, Jotaro said, his tone filled with appreciation. Fasha felt a wave of relief wash over her, reassured that Jotaro's feelings for her would not waver in the face of unforeseen circumstances. As the confusion settled, the atmosphere in the arena gradually returned to normal. The crowd began to disperse, resuming their excitement for the upcoming matches. During the 5-minute break, Paragus, with a mischievous grin on his face, scooped Brawly up onto his shoulder and carried him away, setting the stage for some alone time. Jotaro, playing the supportive role, took Fasha aside, whispering in her ear, "Make sure you win, darling." Joseph followed suit, sweeping Suzy Q into his arms. Their eyes locked in a fiery gaze. As they bid each other farewell, Suzy Q and Fasha waved goodbye, their hearts racing with anticipation. Then, the announcer's voice boomed through the arena, introducing the competitors. In this corner, we have the future grandma-in-law, the epitome of beauty and curves, the one and only healer, Suzy Q. The crowd erupted in cheers as Suzy Q confidently strutted out. And in the opposite corner, the talk of the town, the girl with a fierce attitude but a hidden soft side. We hope she won't go too hard on her fellow contestant, lest we witness an angry future family-in-law. Introducing Fasha. Blushing, Fasha made her way to the ring, her eyes locked with Suzy Q's. As the bell rang, signaling the start of the match, Fasha and Suzy Q charged towards each other, the air crackling with tension. Blows were traded, showcasing their skill and determination. Suzy Q, aware of Fasha's potential touch-triggered ability, decided to keep her distance. However, Fasha had other plans. In a swift move, she darted towards Suzy Q, triggering the summoning of her stand. Nostalgia's rebirth. A bubble emerged, colliding with Fasha's path, and with a sudden burst, it popped against her body, evoking an unexpected moan of pleasure from her lips. Jotaro's face flushed crimson as he recognized the familiar sound, one that usually resonated in the bedroom. His eyes widened as he noticed Fasha's pants growing damp. Seizing the opportunity, Suzy Q seized the distraction and launched a series of punches towards Fasha, aiming to capitalize on the momentary lapse. However, Fasha snapped out of her blissful state, her wounds miraculously healed. In a surprising turn of events, she retaliated by grabbing Suzy Q and effortlessly tossing her out of the ring. The announcer's voice echoed once more. Suzy Q is unable to continue. Fasha wins. The crowd erupted in cheers, while Fasha's face turned crimson with a mix of victory and embarrassment. A 5-minute break was announced, and Fasha and Suzy Q made their way back to join the rest of the Joestar family. As they regrouped, Joseph took a moment to address Jotaro and Fasha, a mischievous glint in his eyes. "You know, I'm not going to get mad at you for beating my wife," Joseph said, a playful smirk forming on his face. "She probably deserved it after forgetting to send those important papers after the whole cars incident. And let's not forget when I showed up to my own funeral and surprised my mother and friends." Suzy Q let out an exasperated sigh, rolling her eyes playfully. "Oh, Joseph, you're still on about that after all these years?" she teased, unable to hide her amusement. The couple found themselves engaged in a light-hearted argument, their voices filled with laughter and love. The rest of the Joestar family watched the exchange with amusement, their own laughter joining the chorus. It was moments like these that brought them closer together, the joy and banter a testament to the bonds they had forged over the years. As the break drew to a close, the Joestars and Fasha wiped away their tears of laughter, their spirits lifted by the shared moment of levity. Joseph waved goodbye as he went to the entrance of the ring. The arena fell silent as the announcer's voice reverberated through the air once again. In this corner, we have the Clackerball champion, a wielder of the ancient Hammond technique. Some even claim he communicates with his great-grandfather Dio. "Give it up for Joseph Joestar." The crowd erupted into cheers as Joseph confidently made his way into the ring, a glimmer of determination in his eyes. And in the opposite corner, we have the reigning champion of the Saiyan eating competition. Rumor has it that there may be a Saiyan cub hidden somewhere within his immense size. Introducing Shujesh, the spectators held their breath, eager to see if the rumors held any truth. To their relief, no muffled screams emerged from Shujesh's folds, and the match was about to begin. Circling each other with calculated precision, Joseph and Shujesh eyed one another, their strategies forming in their minds. As the bell rang, signaling the start of the match, Joseph unleashed his Hammond power, channeling it through his stand. Hermit Purple. The vines of Hermit Purple shot out, attempting to entangle Shujesh. However, Shujesh seemed unaffected, yawning nonchalantly as he spoke. "Is this all you've got? Maybe if you turn up the heat, you might be able to burn off some of those extra pounds," Shujesh taunted, his confidence unwavering. Joseph sighed, realizing that his Hammond alone would not be enough to overpower Shujesh's sheer size and resilience. With a swift motion, he withdrew Hermit Purple, ready to reassess his approach. Not one to back down from a challenge, Shujesh removed his shirt, revealing his robust physique, seemingly prepared for a sumo wrestling match. He stomped his feet, causing the entire ring to shake with his immense power. With a thunderous grip, Shujesh grabbed hold of Joseph, his crushing strength seemingly overwhelming. However, Joseph found himself enveloped within the folds of Shujesh's body, muffled screams emanating from the unexpected hiding place. Suddenly, a sizzling sound filled the air, and a yellow electrical aura crackled around Shujesh's body. Joseph, now dripping wet, managed to slip out from Shujesh's depths, taking deep breaths as he regained his composure. Shujesh stumbled backward, unconscious, as the ring trembled under the weight of the impact, dust filling the air. "Shujesh is unable to battle. Joseph is the winner," announced the voice of the announcer, breaking the tension that had settled over the arena. The crowd erupted into applause, recognizing Joseph's tenacity and resourcefulness. Joseph, a mixture of relief and exhaustion on his face, glanced at his family and friends, who were cheering and clapping in support. Amidst the exhilaration, Joseph knew that the tournament was far from over. He accepted his victory with humility, knowing that the challenges ahead would demand even greater strength and strategy. As the cheers of the crowd gradually subsided and the arena prepared for the next round, Joseph wiped away the beads of sweat from his brow, feeling the weight of his recent victory. The medical team swiftly rolled Shujesh out of the ring, attending to his unconscious form. A well-deserved 5-minute break was announced, and Joseph took the opportunity to step out of the ring, feeling a mix of exhaustion and exhilaration. A member of the event staff handed Joseph a bottle of water, and he gratefully accepted it, taking a few refreshing sips to quench his thirst. As he stood there catching his breath, memories of the intense moments during the match lingered in his mind. He couldn't shake the lingering feeling of claustrophobia he experienced within Shujesh's folds, nor the image of his family's worried faces. Turning his attention to his loved ones, Joseph approached Suzuki and Holly, wrapping his arms around them in a tight embrace. The warmth and reassurance of their presence brought a sense of comfort and gratitude, reminding him of the preciousness of life itself. Flashes of memories featuring his other family members, like Tomoko and Josuke, briefly crossed his mind, and he couldn't help but feel immense gratitude for still being alive to share these moments with them. Jotaro, ever stoic, waved goodbye to Joseph as he made his way towards the tunnel, preparing to step into the ring for his own quarterfinal match. Joseph exchanged a nod of encouragement with his son, a silent acknowledgement of their shared determination and strength. The announcer's voice echoed through the arena once more, signaling the imminent start of the last match in the quarterfinals. Are you ready for the last quarterfinal match? In this corner, he's got style, he's got fashion, and he's proven himself against an entire gang single-handedly. Give it up for Jotaro Kujo. The crowd erupted into applause as Jotaro confidently entered the ring, the support of his family resonating in the air. And in the other corner, standing tall despite his receding hairline, we have a true powerhouse. Let's hear it for Borgos. The announcer's words were met with cheers from the crowd as Borgos made his way to the center of the ring, muscles glistening with anticipation. The atmosphere brimmed with excitement as the two competitors circled each other, their eyes locked in determination. With the ringing of the bell, the match commenced. Jotaro swiftly summoned his stand, Star Platinum, its presence emanating powerfully by his side. A barrage of punches ensued, each strike propelled by Jotaro's unwavering resolve. Borgos, recognizing the imminent threat, raised his hands in a defensive stance, trying to withstand the relentless assault. However, the sheer force of Star Platinum's punches gradually pushed Borgos backward, his steps faltering under the unyielding assault. Jotaro's stand pressed on, undeterred by Borgos' defenses. With each blow, Borgos found himself pushed further and further until, finally, he stumbled backward and toppled out of the ring. The announcer's voice filled the arena once again, declaring the outcome of the match. Borgos is unable to battle. Jotaro is the winner. The crowd erupted into cheers and applause, showing their appreciation for the skills and determination displayed by both fighters. Jotaro's family joined in the jubilation, their voices rising above the crowd as they celebrated his victory. Amidst the excitement, Sadao couldn't help but feel a surge of pride for his son's unwavering strength and unwavering spirit. As the cheers gradually subsided and the arena prepared for the highly anticipated semifinals, Jotaro approached Fasha with a comforting hug, whispering reassuring words in her ear. It doesn't matter if you can't beat him. I'll make sure to win for both of us. Fasha nodded, appreciating his support, and made her way to the tunnel, patiently awaiting her turn to step onto the ring. The atmosphere grew tense as the crowd fell into a hushed silence, eagerly anticipating the announcer's voice. And then, it boomed through the arena, capturing everyone's attention. Are you ready? This is the first match of the semifinals. In this corner, we have the muscular Frenchie, Jean-Pierre Polnareff. Polnareff confidently walked into the ring, basking in the enthusiastic cheers of his dedicated female admirers. And in this corner, we have the talented fighter who has fought her way to this point. Let's see if she can claim victory once again. Here is Fasha. The crowd erupted in a mix of cheers and supportive shouts as Fasha stepped into the ring. The Joestar family and Bardock's crew cheered the loudest, their encouragement and faith resonating in the air. Fasha and Polnareff locked eyes briefly, a hint of nervousness evident in Fasha's gaze. With the ringing of the bell, signaling the start of the match, the tension reached its peak. Polnareff wasted no time, launching himself forward with lightning speed, while Fasha instinctively took a step back, narrowly evading the swift strikes of Polnareff's stand, Silver Chariot. Fasha knew she had to act swiftly, to find an opening in Polnareff's defenses. Summoning her stand, the name of the game, Fasha leaped into the air, skillfully maneuvering over Polnareff. With a well-timed touch, Fasha made contact with Polnareff, causing him to slow down ever so slightly. It was a strategic move, but she knew that Polnareff's speed was still formidable. Despite her efforts, Fasha found herself cornered as Polnareff and Silver Chariot closed in, their swift movements leaving her little room to react. The clash was intense, But ultimately, fasha was pushed beyond the ring's boundaries, landing outside the designated area. The announcer's voice resonated once again, declaring the outcome of the match. Fasha is unable to battle. Jean-Pierre Polnareff is the winner. The crowd erupted into cheers, applauding the skills and tenacity displayed by both fighters. However, amidst the jubilation, the Joestar family and Bardock's crew quickly rushed to Fasha's side, providing comfort and reassurance. They understood the disappointment she felt, but their presence served as a reminder that she had given her all and should be proud of her achievements. Supportive words and gentle embraces surrounded Fasha, reminding her that defeat does not define her worth as a fighter. At that moment, she found solace in the bond she had forged, drawing strength from their unwavering belief in her. The journey may have come to an end for now, but there was still much to celebrate and learn from this experience. Joseph and Jotaro bid their farewells, heading towards their respective tunnels that led to the ring. The next match was just a few minutes away, and anticipation filled the air. The announcer's voice resonated throughout the arena, capturing everyone's attention once more. In this corner, we have a special guest. He recently discovered a secret family, and we've flown them out to witness this incredible competition. Here is Joseph Joestar. Joseph stepped out into the ring, his complexion appearing somewhat pale. Amidst the crowd, a child's voice rang out with excitement. Go, father, I believe you can win. The crowd parted, revealing a child in their mother's arms, cheering Joseph on. Suzy Q, filled with a mix of anger and sadness, ran forward to confront Tomoko, her eyes filled with determination and fury. The announcer couldn't help but comment on the brewing tension. Looks like his first wife is about to bring the beef. I hope Tomoko is ready. In response, Suzy Q summoned her stand, Nostalgia's Rebirth, prepared to face whatever challenge awaited her. However, to everyone's surprise, Tomoko seemed completely oblivious to Suzy Q's stand, her attention focused solely on Joseph. Confusion laced her words as she spoke. Why is everyone striking poses while fighting? And who are these people? Why are you so young? It became clear that Tomoko and her son were not stand users, prompting a collective sigh of relief throughout the arena. The realization sank in of the battle between Suzy Q and Tomoko would not involve the extraordinary abilities of stands. It was a clash between two individuals, one searching for answers and the other harboring unresolved emotions. As everyone took a moment to gather their thoughts, Suzy Q's stand, Nostalgia's Rebirth, stood there like a ghost, seemingly intangible to Tomoko's perception. Joseph, overwhelmed by the situation, made a decision. He stepped out of the ring, forfeiting the match, and ran towards the unfolding conflict. He approached Tomoko and gently set down Josuke, who ran up to Joseph, tears streaming down his face. This lady is trying to fight mother. Make the lady stop, cried Josuke. Joseph nodded, comforting his son. Don't worry, son. See that nice young woman over there with the man? He pointed towards Holly and Sadao. Josuke nodded, his sobs starting to subside. They are going to take care of you while I settle this, Joseph assured him. Josuke ran towards Holly, who squatted down to engage him in conversation, distracting him from the escalating tension. Meanwhile, Joseph stood in the middle of Suzy Q and Tomoko, mustering the courage to address the situation head-on. I'm sorry you had to find out this way. I truly love both of you with all my heart, Joseph confessed, his voice filled with sincerity. Tomoko, aware of Joseph's other family, spoke up, expressing her disappointment. Suzy Q, still visibly upset, challenged Joseph's declaration of love. How am I supposed to know you really love me and not just her? She pointed at Tomoko. As the emotions ran high, Suzy Q's stand, Nostalgia's Rebirth, floated over to Fasha, whispering its plan. Fasha nodded, summoning her stand, the name of the game, which joined Nostalgia's Rebirth in their endeavor. Together, the stands approached Tomoko, and the name of the game made contact with her. Tomoko's eyes glowed, and a paper materialized in her hands. As the name of the game disappeared, Tomoko blinked a couple of times and began to read aloud from the paper. Spectre vision activated. Effect can see stands but not interact with them. Side effects include faintly seeing your stand. Time remaining, forever or until you activate your own. Ways to acquire your own stand. 1. From the stand arrow. The source. 2. Through blood, she concluded, looking up at Joseph with a questioning gaze. Joseph nodded, affirming her understanding. Suddenly, Tomoko's anger shifted, directed at Nostalgia's Rebirth, which floated back towards the trio. I am going to show everyone here your memories of each other. After this, you and I will be one. Suzy Q, this is why you can't fully control me. I had to do this for your sake, Nostalgia's Rebirth explained. It touched the foreheads of all three of them, activating its stand ability of memory projection. A hologram shot out of their foreheads, projecting 3 mini versions of Joseph, Suzy Q, and Tomoko onto the floor. The camera crew focused on them, and the holograms were displayed on the screen where the bracket was, allowing everyone to witness the unfolding memories. The first encounter, Joseph's hologram version narrated the first time he met Tomoko and Suzuki separately. The scene unfolded with Joseph sharing his initial impressions and the instant connection he felt with both women. The hologram showed Joseph's animated expressions and the excitement in his voice, bringing the memories to life. Similar interests. The hologram projections depicted Joseph engaging in various activities with Tomoko and Suzuki. They showed Joseph and Tomoko going on thrilling adventures, such as skydiving or exploring ancient ruins, while Joseph and Suzuki enjoyed quieter moments, discussing their favorite books, movies, or hobbies. The holograms highlighted the joy and shared interests Joseph had with each woman. Quality time. The hologram showed Joseph, Tomoko, and Suzuki enjoying quality time together. The scenes captured romantic walks on the beach, candlelit dinners, and deep conversations where the emotional connection between Joseph and each woman was palpable. The holograms brought out the tenderness in Joseph's voice and the affectionate gestures he shared with both Tomoko and Suzuki. Supportive moments. The holograms portrayed Joseph in challenging situations where both Tomoko and Suzuki provided unwavering support. Joseph's hologram version described the instances when Tomoko encouraged and cheered him on during intense battles, and Suzuki's hologram showcased her comforting presence and encouraging words during personal challenges. The holograms emphasized the strength of the bonds Joseph shared with both women. Equal declarations of love. The holograms displayed moments where Joseph openly expressed his love for Tomoko and Suzuki. They showed Joseph's hologram version speaking directly to the camera, addressing each woman individually and expressing his deep affection. The holograms captured the sincerity and passion in Joseph's words, reinforcing his equal love for both Tomoko and Suzuki. By projecting these holograms and displaying them on the screen for everyone to see, Joseph aimed to demonstrate the depth and equality of his love for Tomoko and Suzuki. The holograms provided a visual and immersive experience, allowing Tomoko, Suzuki, and the onlookers to witness and understand the genuine connection Joseph shared with both women. They hugged Joseph, understanding his love for them, as the ability of nostalgia's rebirth fully came under control. "Father, you calmed down the lady," said Josuke, oblivious to what had just happened. Running up to Tomoko and Joseph squatted down and picked Josuke up. "This lady is your stepmother or second mom," he said, pointing to Suzuki. Josuke looked at her and opened his arms, trusting Joseph, as Suzuki took Josuke in her arms. Josuke latched on to Suzuki as if he already knew her. "All right, back to the match." "Hey Joseph, get back into the ring." "You are not disqualified," said the announcer. Joseph went back into the ring. "And in this corner, he is unbeatable. Here is Jotaro Kujo." "It looks like a battle of family," announced the announcer. Jotaro Kujo stepped into the ring, and the crowd erupted in cheers. The camera crew focused on the fight, capturing every moment. The bell rang, signaling the start of the match. Joseph and Jotaro began boxing, as they had agreed upon. With a mere look, Jotaro threw a right hook, and Joseph blocked it skillfully. Joseph then attempted a kick, aiming to trip Jotaro, but Jotaro quickly jumped, evading Joseph's attack. The pace intensified as Joseph and Jotaro exchanged lightning-fast blows, drawing cheers from the crowd. Then, in a decisive moment, they exchanged a meaningful look and simultaneously summoned their stands. However, that proved to be a mistake when Star Platinum emerged. Joseph's hermit purple vine swiftly wrapped around Star Platinum's hand, and with a powerful tug, Joseph was launched out of the ring. "Joseph is unable to battle. Jotaro wins," declared the announcer, announcing the outcome of the match. The crowd reacted with a mix of excitement and disappointment, recognizing the skill of both fighters. Joseph dusted himself off, a smile on his face, as he made his way out of the ring. Jotaro extended a hand to help him up, and the two shared a brief nod of respect. Despite the outcome, the bond of family remained unbreakable. As Joseph rejoined Tomoko, Suzuki, and Josuke, they celebrated his valiant effort. The support and love between them were palpable, reaffirming the strength of their unique family dynamic. There was a 5-minute break before the final match to determine the winner. Joseph, Tomoko, and Suzuki joined the rest of their family, and Joseph introduced Josuke and Tomoko to each member, strengthening their familial bonds. Meanwhile, Sadao felt a sudden headache coming on. Perplexed as to its origin, he placed a hand to his head as the time drew closer to the match. Joseph waved goodbye to his family as he headed toward the tunnel that led to the ring. The crowd grew silent, anticipation hanging in the air. "Are you ready for the final match?" announced the announcer. "In this corner, he knows how to charm the ladies. He has a muscular body. Here is Jean-Pierre Polnareff," he declared, as Polnareff walked out and his fan club erupted in cheers. "And in this corner, he is deadly like his stand. Watch out for his punches. Here is Jotaro Kujo," the announcer continued, and Jotaro Kujo made his entrance as fasha cheered for him. The bell rang, and the match commenced. However, Sadao's headache grew worse, and something seemed to take over as he ran and jumped into the ring, joined by Kakyoin. Together, They approached Polnareff's side. A whistle from the microphone signaled the announcer to say, "Stop." The referee, King Vegeta, waved off the announcer, indicating that this unexpected turn of events was permissible, piquing his interest. The match resumed as Sadao, Polnareff, and Kakyoin spoke in unison, "In the name of Dio, you must die, Jotaro Kujo." They charged at Jotaro, summoning their stands, Jazzman, Silver Chariot, and Hierophant Green. The atmosphere intensified as 15 musicians split off from Jazzman, playing battle music outside the ring, setting the stage for an epic showdown. Silver Chariot shed its armor, becoming incredibly fast. Hierophant Green began spamming Emerald Splash, unleashing a barrage of attacks. Jotaro remained calm, his gaze fixed on the incoming onslaught, as if everything moved in slow motion. In a precise moment, Star Platinum erupted from Jotaro, its speed and precision allowing it to deflect all the Emerald Splash attacks towards Silver Chariot. The unexpected turn caused Silver Chariot to stumble and fall, sustaining significant damage until it vanished. Polnareff, bleeding and exhausted, collapsed to the ground, knocked out and defeated. However, Hierophant Green and Jazzman continued to pose a threat. Hierophant Green seized its assault while Jazzman utilized its stand ability, creating a square-shaped glass cube around Jotaro and Star Platinum. Sadao confidently declared, "This cube is indestructible, nothing can break it, and you can't move it." Jotaro, undeterred, asked, "How are you going to defeat me then?" Sadao responded, revealing his plan. "I can use sound waves inside the cube." An electric saxophone materialized in Sadao's hands, and he played a note, generating a powerful sound wave that battered Jotaro. However, Star Platinum shielded Jotaro, minimizing the damage. Unable to bear witnessing Jotaro's suffering, Fasha summoned her stand, the name of the game. Quietly, she activated Ian effect, which was invisibility, and approached the ring. The name of the game floated towards Sadao, touching him and activating a flicker effect. As a result, the seemingly indestructible cube began to flicker, creating a momentary opening. Jotaro, recognizing the opportunity, waited for the perfect moment. With determination, he seized the chance and leaped through the flickering cube, catching Sadao off guard. Confusion filled Sadao's eyes as realization dawned upon him. He glanced at Fasha, a sense of understanding passing between them. Sadao shouted in frustration, but before he could react, Jotaro charged towards him. He deftly dodged Hierophant Green's attacks, swiftly closing the distance. With a powerful punch from Star Platinum, Sadao was knocked down, rendered unconscious. Jotaro didn't stop there. He swiftly turned his attention to Kakyoin, who had been lying low throughout the chaos. Jumping over Polnareff, Jotaro delivered a roundhouse kick to Kakyoin's stomach, causing him to crumple to the ground, defeated and motionless. As Jotaro stood tall, panting from the intense battle, the crowd erupted with a mix of awe and admiration. The announcer declared, "Polnareff and his allies, Kakyoin and Sadao. What in the world could have compelled them to join this battle? Jotaro is the champion of the first ever tournament of New Vegeta." The audience cheered, acknowledging Jotaro's exceptional skill and determination. The camera crew captured the victorious moment, focusing on Jotaro as he caught his breath and stood proudly in the ring. In the aftermath, Joseph, Tomoko, Suzy-Q, and Josuke rushed to join Jotaro, hurriedly gathered around the unconscious figures of Sadao, Polnareff, and Kakyoin. Their expressions shifted from relief and pride to curiosity as they noticed something attached to each of their foreheads. Jotaro, utilizing Star Platinum's enhanced eyesight, crouched down to examine them closely. "There seems to be something attached to all their foreheads," Jotaro observed. Joseph, with a mix of concern and recognition, replied, "Let me see." "Oh no. It's a flesh bud placed there by Dio." Jotaro looked puzzled and questioned Joseph, "How do you know that?" Avdol stepped forward, offering an explanation. "The story I am about to tell you took place 4 months ago in Cairo, Egypt. When I encountered Dio." Suzy-Q interjected, sensing the gravity of the situation. "Maybe I can help, but I don't think Josuke would want to hear this story." The others nodded in agreement. "I don't either," said Holly, taking Josuke's hand and leading him away from the group. Suzy-Q summoned her stand, Nostalgia's Rebirth, which floated towards Avdol. Avdol suggested finding a larger space to use the stand's ability. They nodded in agreement and ascended until they reached the underside of the dome-shaped venue. From there, the wrestling ring appeared small below them. Joseph gently carried Tomoko in a bridal style as they settled in. Nostalgia's Rebirth touched Avdol's forehead, and a life-sized replica of Cairo was projected onto the floor below them. The projection zoomed in, focusing on Avdol walking down the street. Projection captured the scene, immersing everyone in the story as if watching an anime. Suddenly, Dio appeared before Avdol, surprising the projection of Avdol and giving a smug smile. Dio stood on the stairs of the second floor of Avdol's shop, peering down. His mere presence sent a shiver through everyone who wasn't part of the projection. Dio exuded a godly aura as he spoke with a wicked intent. I understand you possess a power that most mortals do not. It would make me very happy if you allowed me to witness it. Avdol's projection displayed signs of panic as a sense of foreboding engulfed the spectators. Dio's hair seemed to have a life of its own, floating in the air, until strands of hair came together, forming several flesh buds. The flesh bud shot down at Avdol, who ran for his life. The projection abruptly shut down, leaving everyone in awe and shock. As they landed back in the wrestling ring, Joseph gently released Tomoko, who was visibly shaken. He wrapped comforting arms around both of his wives, seeking solace and support. Suzy-Q welcomed the embrace, understanding the weight of the situation. Jotaro crouched over the unconscious bodies of Sadao, Kakyoin, and Polnareff, checking their pulses. I believe they're slowly dying from the flesh buds, Jotaro reported. He summoned Star Platinum, which carefully extracted the flesh buds, surprising everyone except Jotaro. As the flesh buds were pulled out, tendrils remained attached to them. Joseph, summoning Hermit Purple, used Hammon energy to destroy the flesh buds until none remained. The group breathed a collective sigh of relief as they successfully saved their friends from the clutches of danger. They carefully carried the unconscious bodies to the medical building in New Vegeta, taking extra precautions with Fasha, ensuring she avoided looking at the full moon and triggering her Saiyan transformation. They gently placed their friends on beds, ensuring they were comfortable and safe. Suddenly, Josuke burst into the room, tears streaming down his face. Holly fell over and she's not responding. I think she's dead, he exclaimed, his young imagination running wild with worry. Joseph and the others immediately followed Josuke, leaving Fasha behind. Much to Jotaro's dismay, they hurried outside, their hearts pounding, only to find Holly lying motionless on the grass. Concern filled their faces as they carefully lifted her and brought her back to the medical building. Privacy curtains were drawn around her as Suzy-Q took Josuke aside to console and explain the situation to him. With a mixture of anxiety and determination, the group gathered around Holly's bed. They gently lifted her shirt, revealing vines and thorns that covered her delicate skin. Joseph examined the sight, his voice filled with concern. She has manifested a stand that is overwhelming her. She's too weak to bear its weight, which has led to her slipping into a coma, much like the baby Kakarot over there, Joseph explained, pointing to the nearby incubation chamber where Kakarot was being monitored. They observed Raditz, tears streaming down his face, as he whispered apologetically to Kakarot, his voice filled with regret. I am sorry, I won't do it again, like I did with Jaka. The group nodded in some understanding, not hearing the words, aware that the Saiyan was here for the match. They respected the need for privacy and left the doctors to attend to Holly, pushing through the curtains to give them the space they required. As they moved towards the healing tanks, they noticed the doctors had already placed Sadao, Kakyoin, and Polnareff inside. The tanks were filled with water, providing a healing environment for their friends. Oxygen masks were secured around their faces, assisting their breathing as they underwent the recovery process. A panel on the wall displayed vital information, allowing the doctors to monitor their condition closely. The group stood together, their eyes fixed on their friends submerged in the healing tanks. Worries and hopes intertwined in their hearts as they prayed fervently for their recovery. They understood that time, patience, and the expertise of the medical team were crucial in ensuring the well-being of their loved ones. With heavy hearts, they took a step back, knowing they had done everything within their power for now. It was a waiting game, but their determination to see their friends awaken and regain their strength remained unwavering. They would continue to be there for each other, supporting one another through this difficult time. Realizing that it would be best to stay nearby, given the distance from their home in Japan and for Fasha's sake, they inquired about the availability of a rest area for families of the patients. The nurse nodded and led the group upstairs, where a well-lit space awaited them. Rows of beds were spread out, each with privacy curtains for those who needed them. You are the first group to use this, the nurse remarked before leaving. When you are situated, just turn off the light. With that, she closed the door and descended the stairs, leaving the group to settle in. Feeling physically and emotionally exhausted, Joseph, Suzy-Q, Tomoko, and Josuke chose beds on one side of the room. They carefully tucked Josuke in, ensuring he was snug and secure. Joseph climbed into bed with Suzy-Q and Tomoko, the warmth of their embrace providing comfort and solace. On the other side of the room, Fasha and Jotaro chose a nearby bed. They sought solace in each other's arms, finding strength and reassurance in their embrace. As the group settled down, weariness taking hold, sleep enveloped them one by one, while Avdol picked a bed. In the quiet of the room, filled with the soft sounds of breathing and the occasional rustle of blankets, they found a momentary respite from their worries. Together, they drifted off to sleep, finding solace in the knowledge that they were not alone in this journey. They were a family, bound by love, and they would face whatever challenges lay ahead, united and ready to support each other every step of the way. With the night embracing them, they surrendered to the tranquility of sleep, holding on to the hope that a new day would bring healing and strength for their loved ones. Thanks for listening to this tale. Make sure you comment, Like and subscribe and have a wonderful day.